This is a guide to hacking Mariana's Web 101. Repeat after me. Do what thy will shall be the whole of the law, as long as it doesn't interfere with the willpower of another system. Now you might ask yourself after repeating these quotes, what does this do? And it's called the Inventor's Code. The Inventor's Code is the source code for all creation. Once you realize that you can influence other people's willpower, you can manipulate a system to do whatever you want. Now, the way the world works is you got the Illuminati sitting on top thinking that they're all big and bad, but in all actuality, that circle or that triangle of life can be flipped right back upside down. So therefore, in turn, having a duality effect between good and evil and duality of everything. Once you turn the system into everybody as an individual creation, you realize everything can be created out of 9. If you realize what I'm saying, it's Tesla code. If you don't understand it, look it up. You have limitless knowledge of every human experience on the tips of your fingers, and people don't even try to use them. I try to use them for the better. I harass every single person that's smarter than me until I figure out the way to be able to make them think the way I do. And now I'm trying to share that with you. So what I mean by making a more perfect system, there's no such thing as a perfect system. There's always room for creation. Once you start using creativity to be able to realize this, there in turn resolves your karma and eliminates the duality from the system itself, in turn making you God. If you don't believe this, it's because you never hacked Mariana's Web the way I hacked Mariana's Web. The way to hack it is you have to figure out a truth, and then you have to figure out the lie that goes with the truth, and all you have to do is boil it down to the point of nothing but truth. And then, in turn, creating another lie, because it can always constantly have self-improvement. So the best way to be able to put this is, if we had a direct democracy-based system that the only rules were that nothing but the law, and the law is do what thy will shall be the whole of the law, as long as it doesn't interfere with the willpower of another system. It sounds too good to be true, because there's no logical point to where you can hack that code. And if you can, there goes the second commandment to this law. It's called the law of updating. Now, the law of updating is, if there is a system out there that's bigger than yourself, you can constantly improve upon it instead of your own manifestations of your mind, limiting you to only your creative self. This is where the third dimensional body and the fourth dimensional body have a duality effect. Once you think you can manipulate the fourth dimension, then you realize that you need the third dimension. Once you realize that you don't need either one of the dimensions to be able to create anything inside of your mind, therein line lays the seed of idea that you can create all things at the same time and have all possibilities at the same time. What a possibility is something that may be the happenstance or the case of something. So therefore, if you think a possibility might be real, it is. It's been invented. The way to be able to hack into Mariana's Web is with the soundbar. The soundbar is coming out, and I created the way to be able to turn it into tape. Now, whenever you have a tape soundbar, you can allow people to be able to leave the planet. All it takes is a little bit of creativity. Leave me with your trash. I want the planet. That's all I ever wanted, and I don't have an ego, so I could really care less if somebody smarter than me comes along and is able to hack this system that I put it in play. But I really doubt it, seeing how I graduated from the fifth dimensional being and I came back to the third dimension to be able to explain the truth. Therein lying my duality, and I know my soul is going to be reincarnated on Earth until the Earth is no more. Thank you for your time. I hope this video is kind of eye-opening for you. By the way, welcome to the Third Eye Blind. If any of this resonates with you, thank you for your time. I would love to see more light workers and seed pods of ideas. And the perfect race isn't a hive mind. It's something that can go in and out of itself freely. Free will is definitely the key to everything. If you have freedom to be able to update your own system by yourself. You don't need anything else. So whenever I say, in every sense of the word, you can literally play God with trash and build something nobody else has ever built before. All you need to do is have a signal, a transmitter, and a little bit of graphite, and something that's bigger than me can find you and wake you up for yourself. If you don't believe it, there's something called the alien internet out there. And if you don't believe this, just think for a second how many search references you have on Google. And now think, whenever you hack into this alien internet, you instantly download every piece of information that ever could be conceived. Sounds too crazy to be true. Therefore, I made it to wherever you can't hack it on Earth. Therefore, I'm not trying to sound like God or anything, because I never want to be recognized as a God. I just want to be able to point people in the right directions to be able to become God themselves.